Hello, good morning. Hi, nice to see you guys. It is August. Yay. It feels like I'm starting to get more grounded. Hi, I see people have already joined me. Perfect. Oh my gosh, did I forget? Here's my glasses so I can read. Let's see. Hi, Regan. Greetings from Amsterdam. Thank you so much. Thank you. So glad that you love the videos, you guys. I really hope so. I'm Susan Lennart, and I teach through education. I teach through all of my experiences that I've had in life. You know, I'm seeing right now there's so many people that have had experiences in life of ups and downs and losses and wins. And so many of us are really feeling a need to come in and give other people a hand and bring them up. And with me helping other people giving a hand, I help myself as well. It's like the more, with a group effort. So this is why I'm here. I talk about many subjects. So I want to say that I've been in education for 35 years. I'm an artist. I trained at the Art Institute of Chicago. My work looks like Chicago if you know me. And then I also have this little spiritualism that came from living in San Diego for so many years. So I teach business, art, and creativity. Which one is the most important? When you're in your creative space, you can create anything, and that is the truth. So I teach, like for me, I teach through experiences that I've had, and building bodies of work, traveling the world, collecting ancient jewelry, doing ethnographic repair. I also have created businesses, products called Ice Resin, and all the products that came with it. I also built lines of jewelry for Banana Republic, for Nordstrom, for Proving Connection. So many lines of jewelry. That was so much fun. My biggest line in the past, was a few years ago, that was called Industrial Chic, that many, many people know. It was components for jewelers. Let's see who else is saying that. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Diane. Oh my gosh, greetings from Texas. So nice to see my people that come back again and again. And I know there's a lot of people that watch it later, but I'm so glad. This is really inspiring me to come out and keep sharing my vision. So, you guys, for me, it's like one more thing I want to say on my spiel for the beginning. It's like, for me, I have learned business, art, creativity through fails and successes, from successes to fails. You know what I mean? So it's like, I have learned to be strong this way. And it's like, I love having our group where we come in and we're about the good of the whole. It's this, embedded energy that helps all of us so much. I have generated millions and millions of dollars in the world, which is exciting because we all know that money is just energy. So I've also generated lots of energy and inspiration into the world, and you guys too. So hi, thank you for joining me. Who else is here? I see there's more people. Today, the topic is, I want to talk about I have upcoming Silversmithing Simplified, which if you guys are not in that program yet, I'm teaching this August 22nd. And if you sign up for it, I have a beautiful, beautiful, hi from Rose, the Netherlands. Thank you for joining me, you guys. Oh my gosh. I love, I'm actually having a friend of mine come in from England in a couple weeks. So that'll be so much fun. I love that. So thank you. Yay. All around the world now we can reach each other. Isn't that amazing? So you guys know that there's two ways. You can either be in creativity or you can be in survival. There's only two emotional trains of thought that you can have. And I'm here to help us stay in creativity, because this is my job as an artist every day, to stay in creativity, right? How did I build lines? How did I go from being burnt out? I want to talk a little bit today about the Nomadic toolkit and about my journey on how I decided to jump into that limited tools and my Nomadic toolkit that limits your tools. And because I find when you limit yourself, you guys, we have the world at our fingertips. Look, we can see each other from around the world. When we limit ourselves, we can get right into, be stronger in our creativity, because we don't have everything. Absence is the mother of invention, right? Oh, Barbara, digging the plant over you left. Oh, over your left shoulder. Great inspiration for a jewelry piece. Yeah. Of the plant. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yes, is this great? So this actually is, you guys, I think many people know I'm actually doing my meeting with Unfolding, which is my membership group, and it's all about creativity. And I have a whole new way I'm going to meet with people. But the subject this month is on manifesting for that. And I am manifesting. I bought property out in Costa Rica and I'm building out there and I'm getting my life ready for that. So I have all my tropicals, right? And I put them out right here to share with you guys. Green, I get this nice healthy oxygen when we burn our tanks, when we burn here all night working. It's really good because we can actually dump, if you think about it, when you take walks in the trees, you can dump energy, negative energy into the earth. They love our exhales, all the plants. And we love to inhale their oxygen. So we work so well together, the plants and I, the plants and you, right? So until I have an outside studio. So you guys, this actually is, I wanted to put this little thing together here. This actually is the whole basis. Both of these here are the whole basis to what my workshop is about. And it's free. It's August 22nd. It's silversmithing simplified. And if you guys show up there, even if you can't make it, it's at 12 noon. Even if you guys can't make it, I'm going to be working with the Nomadic tool set, only with that. And if you guys can't show up, if you sign up, you at least get the video. There's no one that will get the video afterwards that is not signed up. Oh, right shoulder. Yeah. We're backwards, right? Yeah. Okay. My right one is this one. Yes. Oh my God. I love this plant. This guy has 3 different versions too. So I wanted to say, you guys, I wanted to tell a little story. It's like I'm really back into my Nomadic tool set again, and my workshop that I have coming up August 22nd. I'm really using my Nomadic tool set again. Why? Just like what I told you guys. It's like I'm limiting myself, I'm disciplining myself to really do more handwork, really do more raw work. When I had my Nomadic tool set before, I went 3 years and I didn't use any other tools besides my Nomadic tool set. And it was a discipline for me. When you need a breakthrough, when you need to get into your, yay, I'm glad, Nicole. Good, good, good. Yes. So when you need to get into your creative space, you have to give yourself these challenges. I've been a jeweler for 35 years, and maybe you guys have had a long career also. And when you do have a long career, there's stopping points, there's burnout points. There's times where I was like, I'm never going to be a jeweler again, and you have to find your way through it. Another interesting fact is whenever you're feeling boredom, oh my gosh, that's boring. When you feel boredom, that is right before a breakthrough is going to happen. So if you're in your studio and you're feeling boredom, like, oh my gosh, I can't think of anything interesting to do, that means you have to stay in your studio and push yourself a little bit further. When you push yourself a little bit further, you'll get it. You'll get there. That's exactly what you need to do. Not when it's painful, not when you're exhausted, but when you feel boredom. So that's a clue, that means your creativity is blocked. Boredom is just your creativity blocked. So how do you get your creativity? To enjoy yourself. Silversmithing is about enjoying yourself. Creativity heals, you guys. So, we're talking about the 2 states of one in survival, one in creativity. Creativity heals. And that's what my whole intentional metalsmithing program is about. And I think you guys are going to love the course that I have. I like teaching, when I teach silversmithing, I like teaching the practical along with really pulling out who you are and getting to the roots of what your joy and fulfillment is. So, was that something I wanted to say? When I teach body, mind, and spirit. What does that mean? That means your business. There's 3 ways to being successful as an artist. 1 is learning your technique, intentional metalsmithing. 2 is learning your marketing in your business, and 3 is all that invisible that you actually need to start with to manifest and bring everything forward. So when I talk about creativity, you guys, I wanted to mention way back for me, I wanted to tell a little story that I thought you guys might love. It's like, it wasn't fun at the time. After I sold ice resin, after industrial chic was done, that was line that I did for 5 years after I took a break from teaching. You know, there were some major things that happened, and sometimes it's unfortunate when major things have to happen. I had two people that I loved and were very important to me in my life die. I had a business partner split, I had a divorce. So it was like all these things at once, and it led me to just let go of what I had going on. And I didn't even know how much I had burnout. You know, it's like you can get that as an artist. You can really get to the place of burnout where you're just not inspired, you're not doing what you want to do, even as an artist. So it's really this creative place that's important. So what did I do? I sold things. I moved to a little rental right in the city in Cleveland for a little bit because I grew up in Chicago. That comforts me living in, living in the city does. So from there, I just breathed and I moved very slowly. And I had a lot of old things coming up, and I had a lot of regrets that I didn't even have time to think about. So I decided I have a friend of mine that lives in San Miguel, and he is my teacher, and we did work together. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think what I need to do is go in the raw, learn in the raw. Hello. Hi there. Nice to see you guys. I'm so happy to see my people. Photography. I love that. So nice to see you guys. So I'm just telling a story about how I got to the Nomadic toolkit, how I got to getting past my burnout, because it's important. We all find, we all find this along the way as artists. It's just to be an artist long term, you have to do the work. So I decided I was going to go out to San Miguel and do some work with my friend who really is just learning English. He speaks fluent in Spanish, and I speak English, but I had been wanting to go to his studio for a very long time. Is that how you discovered your business name? Kind of. Well, you know how I did I'll tell you that in a minute. Jules of the Nomad, I traveled all over the world studying jewelry, and I learned jewelry techniques from all over the world. So that's why I thought, it's from like melting down scraps and creating jewelry to wear with you. Wealth was always worn many, many hundreds of years ago by the Nomadic. It was worn. And it's like I love spending time in Morocco with the Berber people that wear your jewelry. India, wear your wealth and your jewelry. So Jewels of the Nomad is really about all these travels that I did. My sister just bought in San Miguel. You can't wait to go. Good for you. Yay. Okay, that's Cindy. Okay, fantastic. Well, so back San Miguel years ago in the 60s just opened up, and they put in a whole silversmithing area and like a craft area. And a friend of mine who was this little kid at the time in the 60s, he was just this little kid. He just ran and gathered things. And if you think about it, you guys, back even in the 90s, if you lived in another country, you couldn't just order everything you needed from Rio Grande. You can't just order. Think about this. There's many, many countries still where you just can't order sheet metal. You have to make your own sheet metal. You can't just order solder. You have to make your own solder. So this was really fun for me. I felt like I needed such a raw experience. I was like needed to get back into the raw. So I went out to San Miguel, and he learned raw. He learned raw. If you wanted filigree, you cut your filigree from sterling silver sheet metal. You put it together, you soldered it together. So I loved this whole idea of getting into the raw. Not about producing, not about getting things done, not about buying bezel wire that's already done. So it put me into this frame of mind where I had to create from scratch. I didn't bring in bezel wire. I brought in stones, but it was really fun to go find shells. Like here's one of the pieces that I just did recently. It's engraved with my symbolism in there. This is a shell that I found out by the ocean and brought into San Miguel. These are pieces that are crystals and feathers and bone and horsehair and fiber. You could rip up clothing and get your fiber. And, so these were explorations that I did that I saw from all over the world. So that's more Jules of the Nomad. But so when I went into his studio, we went to the bank, bought a sterling silver coin, came back to a studio, and we mixed copper in there to make it a 97, point, to sterling silver. So we mixed it in there. It was a little bit more of a fine silver. It was so beautiful to work with. We mixed zinc into, I learned how to mix zinc into solder. It's zinc in there, a little bit of copper, and that lets your solder flow. I soldered with only medium solder. It was such a beautiful, beautiful challenge for me. Sometimes going back to the basics inspire you. So think about this, you guys. It's absolutely true. If you need a challenge in your creativity, and I needed this so bad, I was so commercialized. I was so like, okay, how can I make money? I had ice resin, okay, how can this? We have to do this. We have to market. We have to do this. So it's like going back to this state. And if you're coming from working another job and want to get into your silversmithing or into your art form, this is a great way to start. So everything that I had, I melted down, had to cut or carve. I was in no hurry for my work. It's beautiful if you have time for a whole week during the summer or in your time to not worry about producing and selling and how you're going to sell it. So many people get caught up in all of this. How am I going to sell it? How am I going to, will people like this? No, that's not creativity. That's like going into survival, right? Remember, there's survival or creativity. So creativity is, so when I went back into this state, when I was in this frame of mind of survival, like, okay, this, creating money from my company, Ice Resin. So I sat for 6 weeks and I built with a butane torch that I use in the Nomadic. There was one a little bit different than this I built with, but I built with the butane torch. I built with limited tools. I built with my pliers. Literally, you guys, right? And I show this. If you guys have all downloaded, you guys can all download the Nomadic tools. Literally, these are the tools that sit next to my soldering area. It's simple, so simple. Does not have to be complex, So for 3 years, I only used that Nomadic tool set, and you know what happened when I was down there? So I'm down there in San Miguel. I did some beautiful raw work with shells and with, just stones in the street and things that I found. And I took in the culture of that vibrant culture. And I listened to the music and I drank the tequila shots, right? You have to do that too. And when I was sitting down there with my mind, because it's like your mind needs a vacation when, that's why we like to go places. It was a mind vacation. What happened to me when I sat out there? Hey, Julia, nice to see you. So what happened to me when I was sitting out there building in this raw state, not worrying about posting in social media, like taking this time for me, healing from this really commercial state that I used to be in, all of a sudden I was down there and a stylist got a hold of me and was like, hey, Susan, we love your work. Can we put your work on Coachella? I was like, right on. I can send you pieces here. No kidding. When you get your mind relaxed, your things can come to you. So I'm just building for the fun of it. And this is what I like to teach in my business courses. All of a sudden, somebody else gets a hold of me. Oh my gosh. Where Women Create contacts me. And she's like, we want to do a whole piece on you, Where Women Create, that's in Lowe's and Home Depot. And I was like, right on, Where Women Create or What Women Create, or, so we put together an article there when I was out in Mexico because I'm relaxed. I'm just into building and I'm into love of building. Did that article when I was out there in the 6 weeks. One more person gets a hold of me, and that was this other stylist that I knew forever, who she works hand in hand with British Vogue. I had done some work with British Vogue. She gets a hold of me and she's like, Susan, we want to put your work in this new publication. I think it was called More or Less. And it was with the editor of British Vogue, who also started this other publication. It was younger. It was about using raw materials, using, jewelry doesn't have to be expensive, like building your jewelry with sticks. You guys can see the piece I have on, and like just making things fun, making things with movement, making things personal, sacred objects. So no kidding, when I was down there building, getting away from all the commercialism, what happens is my dreams kind of move in, so a new direction is created. And, I shipped everything out. I had pieces on there was a couple people that used some of the pieces that I was with. The stylists hold it. So I'm working with these stylists, my other stylists. So, it's really interesting, you guys. When you're burnt out, you can't get anywhere. So for me, this whole raw experience of getting into the raw, getting into your personal sacred objects can lead you to such a beautiful place, right? Isn't that interesting? And I know it can happen for you guys too. This is for all of us. I'm here. It's really interesting. I was just listening to this business coach speaker today, and he was saying, "Hey, I'm doing this because my problems are solved. I found a road to, and for me, you guys, I'm so happy. I have found a way. I have forged through the thick of it, through business, through creativity, through body, mind, and spirit approach, of shedding a lot of the old and nasty stuff. And I'm here now because I can wake up healthy, and I know how to get there, and I know how to get to my creativity. So I'm here to help other people and bring people into my group. I see there's a number of us now surfacing that are like, hey, I can show people how creativity heals. And that's what I can do through being successful as an artist, right? So this is my community, and this is what I like to show. It's like I've done business, and it's all three. It takes all three to be successful as an artist. Let me see, Nicole. I've been a jeweler for almost 8 years. I've never been to jewelry school or had a teacher, and I have around 4 tools that I use. Oh my God, I love that, Nicola. Learning metalsmithing would be a major level up for me. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my gosh, see? That's like starting off. That's when you get into your creativity. Truthfully, you guys, it's like so this is where, Nicola, I am taking, which I wasn't really even going to talk that much about today, but I'm taking a small group of people in intentional metalsmithing, and I'm mentoring them. Some people are beginning, some people in the past were intermediate, and some were even advanced. But it just is a way of opening your eyes, feeling safe, feeling exploratory, feeling like you're not doing something wrong. A lot of times with jewelers, what I experienced was that, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. I'll still have people who, I'll show my nomadic toolkit, and they'll be like, oh, you have the wrong torch. And I'm like, okay, buddy. I actually had pieces in Coachella on a Hollywood movie set. I've had it in Milan runway. I've had it in Milan Jewelry Week. I've had it in New York Jewelry Week. All done with the Nomadic toolkit. You know why? Because you could get so deep into your creativity, you guys, with not that much, Like, look, I decided I'm going to work with shell. Okay, working with shell, how can I make this shell look interesting? Rivets, I could set stones on there. I do need to maybe set a stone on here. I could carve into the shell, so it's like anytime you look at material, you think, what can you do with your material to make it interesting? So you guys, I would love to have any one of you guys in my intentional metalsmithing course. I'm starting, the signups will start, if you're in my live course, that's October 22nd, sign up for the live course. And even if you can't make it, sign up for it, because then you'll get the we actually record it. You'll get the recording. If you don't sign up for it, you won't get the recording. Only people who are signed up for it. That's the only people that will get it. And then I'm hoping to really gather, and you guys are my people. So, I'm hoping to gather my small group of people who want to be mentored in a different way of silversmithing. And I promise you could look at the reviews. Actually, if you pop into my profile here, you can check out the course. You can look at the reviews. You can see what Soldering Simplified is. It's about being happy, you guys. It's about finding your joy. I bet Nicole, she's saying that she is a jeweler for almost 8 years. And it's like when you get into some of the toxic stuff that's out there, you can't do this, you can't do that, you have to do this, it can't look like this. I spent years wrapping. I started off as a fiber artist, and really, I did take silversmithing at the university, but it was so ridiculous, I feel. I mean, for me, it's really good for repairs, working with engagement rings, really learning repairs, and being more of a craftsperson to get that perfect join. There's a whole other world out there, you guys. In intentional metalsmithing, I like to teach people just to think about what you want to do with your jewelry once you create your brand from the heart. First of all, I work with people on getting to your real self and your real brand, because when you get to your real authentic self, your work will be your own. And when your work is your own, everyone can recognize your work as your own. And when people can recognize your work as your own, you get your own people that collect around you and want to show up and buy your work. You have people that are like, oh my God, I know whose piece that is. That's such and such piece. That's what you want to do. You want to get your work recognizable. How do you do that? Is just by really following your own heart, whether you feel like it's ridiculous or not. I built pieces, you guys, jewelry pieces early on that went down to my knees and went out to here. I built poker games, and I built pencil stubs, and I have some really cool film coming up for you guys too. So you guys can check out that. I'll just show some of my bigger performance pieces. My next films that are in the studio, I like to show a lot of stuff like that. So those are going to be fun coming up. But when you get into your real heart of it, what happened when I was building my really big pieces, and I was like, who's going to buy this? They're for the wall. I just built wall pieces. I have wall extension pieces like these where you can just drip your pieces on for big pieces. That ended up bringing me to Miami Swim Week, where I could dress 8 models from head to toe as clothing. All they had was a little swimsuit on. Oh, that's like my favorite. Let me see if I missed any quite. Oh my God. Thank you guys. Can you still purchase the you guys? So I don't sell the Nomadic Toolkit, but if you show up August 22nd, I finally dug out all my links to Amazon. So I actually, Brooke actually got everything set up where you could just bing, 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 get it all from Amazon. We've got it all linked up. I have an Amazon affiliate. I don't have the toolkit, but otherwise you can look at it and just buy it from, a jeweler supply. So it is not too late to buy it. Take a look at the kit. August 22nd, I'm going to be talking to you guys about silversmithing simplified. I'm going to show you a technique, and then I have like a 30-minute video of all this beautiful work, a video of a how-to, how I get started. This is at the core of all of my jewelry. What is at the core of all of my jewelry? It's like when you learn one simple technique, even if you're a beginner, you can take that technique and just build on it. And in a month, you'd have a whole body of work, and you can sell your work. My intentional metalsmithing course, you guys, it's not too late to sign up. And you can't even sign up right now. You can sign up starting August 22nd after my live. And I say the course is under $1,000. It's usually $1,400. I'm offering it for a super good price. I haven't taught it since 2019, you guys. So you guys would be my first group coming in, and really getting started again. So, and then I show some real work right from the core of how to get out there, build just a quick body of work before you even know where you're going, and then sell it so you can get all your money back. And I've had a number of students that built work, rings, pieces, put it on, went out and sold it. Their friends bought it. Their people bought it. Maybe they did a little show and they got their money, their return back on it. Isn't that interesting? Because that's what I like to show, the practicality of it. And so let's see. I'm so grateful for you, Susan. Thank you, Indigo. You're giving me freedom to create. Yes, I have both your books and I'd love to join your course. Yes. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with your tribe. With love from England. Oh, thank you, Indigo. I'm going to be so excited with Intentional Metalsmithing. We meet on Zoom once a month for 6 weeks. And I get to see people personally. I just get on YouTube and talk, and I get to read at least. But when we're there, it's like I get to see you guys get to see me. And it'll be really fun. I really love it. So my message is so perfectly timed for me, Alexa, recovering from a big time burnout. You're such an inspiration. Thank you, Alexa. I know life, it's hard for artists. Oh my gosh, you have to learn to have your boundaries up. You have to learn how do you share, how do you walk around in the world and pull an inspiration, have your boundaries up so people aren't taking from you while you're off, and then how do you pull it through your body to produce work in the practical and in the impractical, right? The invisible. So it's like actually, so, I don't want to get into talking about too many things at once, but we'll see. Happiest I've been creating since I found you. Oh, being in my true authentic self. Grateful beyond measure. See, I'm so happy to be here. I'd love to find my creativity again. Yay, Ashley, you will. I promise you. Nick, oh, I loved it. I was looking at wall pieces on Pinterest after this. Yay. That's right. That's right. There's beautiful, beautiful wall pieces, you guys. So, in thinking about jewelry, so many people think about it as you have to wear it. There's so many things that you can do with your jewelry line once you get into your creativity. It's not just like building a piece, putting it up on your social media site, someone buying it, wearing it, they love it. There's so much more. It's like, look, you could do wholesale, you could do retail, you could do manufacturing. First of all, there's those three things, which is one of my business classes down the road where, but the next thing after that, it's like, then it is, you could do, like, for me, I love runway. When I do runway, I get all these articles and, oh my gosh, I had so many. I did this body of work and I had two of these beautiful, actually, they were my kids. It was like in 80s. And I was to both my kids, like, look, you guys, I'm launching this line. They were both young, really young. And they punked them all out. I had stylists. I had a photographer come in. I'll have to put that work up on my line too. I'm going to put on my next one though. I want to show performance jewelry and dance. Since I travel, remember Nomadic? My Jewels of the Nomad is really about all of my travels and ethnographic repair and the way that I saw people use jewelry. Did you know, for instance, I would travel into Thailand and into India. And Morocco, Northern Africa, East Africa. Did you know that jewelry was used as the percussion instruments? How crazy is that, right? So it's like when you're creating jewelry, is your jewelry. I had met this one woman that I mentored as a coach in California. She was teaching all of these, like getting people to the beach right in California, and they do these groups. These groups would come in and they'd work in groups. They'd have a fire and they'd do like a women's group, and it's like I used to also do workshops on really getting to your power pieces. So this jeweler wanted to be mentored into having people build their power pieces out here while they're dancing. And that's exactly what I saw when I was in the early 90s, late 80s, traveling all around the world. At night, think about it, there was no electricity in these far beyond places. So you'd at night have campfires and people playing music and people dancing. That was the entertainment. It was amazing. In the cities, like back in the late 80s and 90s, they were making all the TVs and all the, electronics for Americans and Europeans. So there they would have like one outlet, plug it in, the whole neighborhood would come and watch the TV. It was really, oh my God, I loved it. Everyone didn't have theirs. But yes, so it's like my work, I have a performance that I did that is really based on people, people that places I have been and experienced this. Oh my gosh, it's like you get high from it, dancing and drumming and music and a fire. You get high from it. And your music can't help but to just join into the percussions, So think about that. Like what, are you doing power groups where you're putting pieces together for people who do these ceremonies? This is a big upcoming, this is something big and upcoming. So how about that? I would love to find creative. I love it. I was looking at, let's see. I love sound and jingles. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. S says blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's right. Blah, blah, blah. That's the vibe. Yeah. So you know what? It's so interesting. So actually, really in creating your own work is what you actually are supposed to do. There's so much more to jewelry creation, to art creation, getting into your creativity. So So intentional metalsmithing is coming up. Let me see if there was anything I want to talk. The Nomadic toolkit, you guys, is a nice way. I think I don't know if it's in there. The pieces are in there. I'm going to have the link soon that just links up to Amazon for this Nomadic. I'm actually bringing. So you guys, I wanted to announce I'm not going to be doing live for 2 weeks because I am just going on a little vacation and I am bringing my Nomadic toolkit with me. So it'll be really fun. I'm really looking to do some great photography. I'm bringing all this body of work that I did out in different settings. I want to practice my film, my camera work, being an artist is not just about being in the studio, right? It really is about, part of it is being the artist, being the creative. We have inhales, we have exhales. So when you're inhaling, you're taking the world in. So I'm going out to a big inhale. And when I exhale is when I come back into my studio and use all this new information that I have and put it into my work. Okay, what about my leather bags? Will I get some soon? I had those made. I do. I am working on that again. I have completely, you guys, deconstructed and reconstructed my company, which is why I'm starting fresh. It's like I feel like I'm starting fresh with a whole new group of people and with a whole new vibe. So I feel like this is my group moving forward that is with intentional metalsmithing, which is the way to start. And so I feel like I'm starting again, and I am planning on getting those beautiful leather bags that we can put all of our material in for travel, tools, and all of that. So I have all that coming. I'm just taking one step at a time. I have a beautiful product, you guys, in the back of my mind that I'm working on because I love products. When I talk about my work, I talk about I have a business course that's coming up. That is all about really building your products and building your line and building, all that. But I do have, I also do have a membership that I'm meeting with today, which is about getting into your creativity. And this month is on manifesting. So at 3:00 today, I meet with a very small group of people, and I meet over at my yoga station. Right here is where I meet. Voila, right there is where I meet with everyone. And I kind of, we talk about the other side of silversmithing, which is, getting to that whole invisible side, manifesting what you really want. Manifesting, are you looking for your own line? Are you looking for, to live somewhere? Like whether it's about business or whether it's about building a company or what are you manifesting, or whether it's about just being happier, we start with manifesting and then we go into all the other emotions that help build us to that. So that's what that is about. Let me see. Love the bags. I know I need to get those back. Thanks you guys for joining me here. Yeah. So yeah, I really do love the toolkit. And so I mostly have some film. So I'll be talking about it. I actually have a beautiful film coming up that hopefully will inspire you guys. And was there any other questions about, is there any other questions? I just kind of wanted to talk about my experience and how I came from burnout into using the Nomadic toolkit, limiting myself. So I want you guys to think about in your studio as you are working, give yourself a little challenge this week or this month. Could be the whole month. Give yourself a little challenge of limiting yourself in some way. I like the idea that it was Alexa or Ashley who said she just really works with 4 tools. Oh my God, I love that. Nicola, yeah. Somebody was saying that they just work with 4 tools, which, oh my gosh. Think about giving yourself a little challenge. Or there was a class that I used to have that I would have I would bring in all these different found objects, have everyone pick one out because it's my thing that nothing is done on accident. Pick out a material, pick out a technique or pick out a material and just start building in that way all the way through it to the end. And when you run into boredom, like, oh my gosh, this piece again, give yourself a week or give yourself a month. Build a piece once a week using an unusual material. Give yourself some kind of challenge. And when boredom sets in, remember that's just blocking you to getting to your creativity, which is the next step that's coming. So give yourself a little challenge, you guys. I'm going to give the people in my membership a big challenge today. So let's see. Good morning, everyone. Oh my gosh, such an interesting name. So happy to learn from you, Susan. You're inspired and inspiring. Thank you. I hope I don't mess up your name. Bazal. I'm due to pick up a buffing machine, the same as yours this weekend. It has a cover to catch the debris too. So important. Quick question. What type of gloves do you recommend? There's some beautiful little end tips. There's end tips that you can get from Pepe Tools. They're actually slip-ons that you can slip on because I don't usually like to use the gloves, but I do use pliers in there, and I always have glasses on. If I'm doing chain, I have a different tool that I work with chain. I'll show you what I work with chain. Whoops. I have different dowels like this, that I could wrap chain around to polish, because you never want to go in and polish a chain, or something but I just use those little end tips from Pepe Tool. I don't have any here at the moment, but I'm due. So you could wear gloves, but I find mine get in the way. Plastic ones just get destroyed. And I have these big leather ones, but I use those for filing and different things like that. Also, another giant thank you, Indigo, for teaching to exhale when we create. It's been a game changer for my body. Yay! Diane, message retracted. Great. So yeah, absolutely. And you guys, in intentional metalsmithing, when I meet, I like to teach and inspire, and then we have all kinds of questions. We have a group that joins, in our group, because we're all like attracts like. It's the most beautiful group. It's a very, very supportive group. You guys are going to find us. We'll get to see each other. I have a group, you guys. I want to tell you, they were my first intentional metalsmithing group. To this day, they just invited me, but I wasn't able to make it. But they meet all over the U.S. in different areas, and they bring their nomadic tools with them. Is that cool or what? And they meet and they all create together. Before this tool, silversmiths could not meet up and just have fun and bring in ideas and work together. They have an outside campground, and they all bring their drive-in trailers up. So how about that for fun? It's like you're going to meet silversmiths that are just as beautiful. We're all about the good of the whole in my group. I have people say to me, Susan, the best thing about you is that you have the best people that join forces with you. I'm like, I'll take it. Perfect. Yay, hopping on unfolding. I'll see you, Diane. Okay. Bazul is my demon name for my roommate's dog. She'll bite if I sneeze, a little arg. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's what I was thinking. So great. Okay. Well, you guys, I'm going to be on at 3 live with my membership group. The membership also is in the bio. You can also get on for the Nomadic Toolkit in the bio. I am going to have some film up here. The next time I'm showing up live is August 22nd. So please sign up for that course, and I will see you guys then. You'll get to see like the real stuff that's growing outside from where I am, right? All right. Mwah. Nice having you guys. Hello, my name is Donna. Boom. Oh,